Hey guys, today I'm furnishing a home for my current household, who I've been playing with for a few real life days. It's the Sparrow household, which is Lucy Sparrow, who's a teenager, and her father, Russell. I'll get into them a little bit more in a sec, but I just wanted to let you know that the furnished version of this build isn't going to be available for download, but the unfurnished CC-free version is available on my gallery page. It's called Willow Starter Home, and the gallery picture looks horrible because of the angle it's taken from, but just thought I'd mention that in case anyone was looking for it. This is the first time I'm fully furnishing a home using a lot of custom content in quite a while. It's been probably like 9 months-ish, I think, mostly because I've been working on my save file, so it's a lot easier to keep my game CC free while I'm working on building all the lots and creating townies, but I've been inspired to kind of refresh my game with custom content lately and not limit myself so much, and obviously I can always just take it out while I work on the save file, so I had a lot of fun with this. I really missed all of the custom content clutter in my game, and I just love that using CC lets you make so much messier, more lived-in homes, because it's honestly difficult to make unique personal spaces that look messy with just the in-game content. I want to have dishes laying around and beer bottles, all that kind of stuff, so I really enjoyed furnishing this. I placed this down in a different version of my save file. I just replaced the park that normally goes on this lot, and honestly being able to just play in my save and knowing there's already so many townies and lots that I like makes the game really fun and enjoyable. Just knowing like I already did most of the work for myself. I have another current household that's more like farm life, and I'm playing in Henford-on-Bagley, so it feels like more of a chore to place down the households and everything, but luckily I was able to use my own must-have lots video for Henford-on-Bagley to place down builds, but it still doesn't feel as cohesive, obviously, as playing in a world where I've built everything myself and made all of the sims just how I like. Plus, I already know some of the dynamics of those sims and who's in a relationship with who's related to who, all that stuff. Going back to the Sparrow household though, this is obviously Lucy's room that I'm working on. Even though they live in this 1-bedroom home, they've actually lived here since Lucy was little. She actually used to have like her own little bed in the main bedroom when she was younger, and there were just toys all over the house since she didn't have her own like private space. But around a year ago, they fixed up the garage to be an actual bedroom for her, and she is so happy to finally have her own space, even though, you know, she didn't really mind bunking with her dad since they're low-key besties. But as a teenager, it's so nice to have your own space and like more privacy and stuff. So yeah, Lucy and her dad, Russell, are honestly really close because even though they have a little bit of extended family, Russell is very much a loner at heart and really only enjoys the company of Lucy and their dog Scotty. He's a military guy, which really I never ever play with, so it's kind of different, and I've been playing with the basemental mod installed, and he is heavily addicted to cigarettes, and he has been for a long time, so that's just been kind of normal for Lucy. And she's followed suit a little bit, unfortunately. She's been sneaking some of his cigarettes. I was gonna say she's kind of a rebellious child, but I don't really think that's accurate because Russell isn't really like a strict parent. He gives her a lot of freedom, so I would say she's more of a free spirit daredevil type of sim. But I've started working on the kitchen. I'm using one of my all-time favorite kitchen sets, which is the Nostalgia Kitchen by A Winged Llama. They're one of my all-time favorite CC creators, if not my favorite, because they make the coziest and obviously nostalgic CC for The Sims 4. I'm sure almost all of you guys are familiar with them, but Whenever I re-download CC, their page is literally the first place I go because I need all of their stuff back in my game. And they haven't been active for a little while. Hopefully they will return and grace us with their presence again someday. But what I also love is that their CC has no terms of use, so they're totally fine with people using it in build downloads, including the mesh and recolors. You can do whatever you want with it, and when I first started making my save file, I actually considered using no CC except for their stuff, since you can use it however you want, but I still think that would be cool to do someday because their CC just gives the best nostalgic vibes. I'm working on just cluttering up the counters and stuff, and I'm still using stuff from a bunch of different packs because I didn't go insanely crazy when I was re-downloading CC, just some of my most essential stuff, plus a few extra things that I was really eager to try. Honestly, a few of the things from the new kitchen clutter kit are so good and look like custom content in a good way. Specifically, the cereal boxes, those match my favorite CC clutters so well, and I love that it's functional, like you can actually get cereal out of the box if you click on it. Also, the grocery bag, you can click on that and order groceries that way, and I'm so obsessed with that. It comes in so clutch in my farm vibes current household because I play with simple living, so I'm always ordering stuff, plus it looks really cute, which helps. I've been thinking about doing a proper current household video for this family where I actually do some gameplay. It's been pretty fun so far. Russell has been trying to get back on the dating scene, but it hasn't been working too well so far. He's been using Cupid's Corner, but the few dates that he's been on just haven't been the best, let's say. Lucy, on the other hand, has been in a little bit of drama. If you guys know a little bit about my save file, you may know the Weldon family. The other night in my save, Liv threw a party in her backyard and her man's, Carson, was there. And during the party, I got a notification that he had a huge crush on Lucy, which is crazy because there are multiple girls in my save that are interested in Carson, so of course he goes after one that wasn't even on his radar. And then after Lucy left, because I was controlling the Weldons at that time so I could throw the party there, and then using the control sim mod to also play with Lucy, he just goes back to Liv, even though Liv had all these crazy upset moodlets from seeing him flirt with Lucy. And he's just such a player in this save, it's wild. I also do have empathy for him because of his family situation, but it's not an excuse to act like that, bro. So now I've moved on to the living room. I tried to make it really cozy. I'm obsessed with the CC couches. A bunch of the stuff is also from the Nostalgia living room set, and I really like how small the space is in this house because it meant that I could really clutter it up and make it feel cozy and lived in. I kind of wanted to give the vibe that after work, Russell just wants to sit on the couch and smoke and watch TV, drink a beer, doesn't want to have to do anything else. You know, there are dishes lying around and the house isn't gross, it's just a bit untidy. That's more of the vibe that I'm going for here. I also wanted to feel like the furniture in here has always been their furniture. It definitely has kind of the early 2000s aesthetic, which is exactly what my family's furniture looked like when I was a kid. It also kind of has the 2000s technology, you know, like the old boxy desktop computer, a TV with a tube, there's a home phone on the wall, and I don't know if I'm actually going for this is taking place in the early 2000s or if it's just that Russell hasn't updated the technology in their house since then. Honestly, I was inspired to build this house initially because I was recreating a real life house that is nearby the house I'm moving into next month. And as I'm recording this, I actually just found out that the place I applied to accepted my application, which is so cool. It's the first time that I'm renting a house instead of an apartment since I literally moved out for college when I was 18. Obviously, I've like stayed at my mom's house, friends' houses, whatever, but my actual place has always been an apartment, or I guess a dorm my first year of college, but whatever. I'm so excited to move though, and the whole process was so quick. Like, as I'm recording this, right, I just toured the house yesterday and applied last night, and then this morning I was approved. It's so the opposite of when I was moving into my current apartment because I live in like low income housing right now, so the process to get approved for that took literally forever, it felt like. And this was just like over and done with just like that. So I'm hyped, and I'm also really glad that moving will be a lot easier this time since it's only about 20 minutes away versus like 3 hours away or 14 hours, which is what it was the first time I moved. So there's not nearly as much of a rush. It's not like, oh, you better make all of this in one trip, donate all of your stuff since you can't fit it in your car. Like, no, I can just make some more trips. It's cool. But yeah, when I was checking out the neighborhood before I toured the house, I thought it looked really cute. So when I got home, I was scrolling around on Google Maps from the mode where you can like see what it actually looks like if you're walking on the street. And I saw this house with the carport and the blue truck, and I was like, man, that would be so cute to build in The Sims. So I kind of want to build like a whole Foundry Cove area with custom content that is inspired by all the houses from the neighborhood I'm moving to. They're all very like small, simple homes, so I think that'll be perfect for the style of custom content that I really like to use and download. So now I've started working on the bathroom, which is obviously a shared bathroom for Lucy and Russell, and that's the one downside for Lucy for living in the garage, is that in the morning she has to walk into the house from outside to be able to use the bathroom, but it's so worth it for her to have her own space that she honestly doesn't even mind at all. Also, guys, I was just thinking, how cute would it be, because I know there's been some speculation about bands coming to The Sims later this year, potentially. Not confirmed at all, but how cool would it be if Lucy was in a legit band and they could all practice in her little garage space? That would be so much fun. I kind of want her to learn to play the drums because obviously there are CC drums that I could use in the meantime, but I am still holding out hope that bands will actually be coming to The Sims 4 soon, and that pack would obviously come with a drum set. Like, that would be diabolical if it didn't. The last room that I'm working on here is Russell's bedroom, and he's a pretty simple guy, so I figured he'd have a pretty simple bedroom. Like, he's the type of guy to just have a brown and blue room, not a lot of stuff in there. It's not empty, obviously, because he's collected some things living in the house for so long, but he just has his bed, a dresser, a bed for Scotty to sleep on, and then he has one of those weight machines so that he can work out for his military job. Like I said, he's kind of a loner, so he doesn't really love going to a public gym. He would rather work out in his own place. He actually tried to ask a woman on a date at the gym, and it went horribly, obviously, because in my opinion, that's never the move. But Russell, he's trying whatever he can because his love life is looking grim, I swear. I actually don't think I added in the weight machine in this video. I think I added it in while I was playing with the household because of that gym incident. I was like, oh god, Russell, never again. Bro, the gym is not the place for you, at least until you figure your shit out. But I'm about to move on to the front porch and outdoor area, which is where Russell likes to spend a lot of his time. He's definitely an outdoorsy guy, and he can just sit out there and smoke a ciggy and hang with Scotty, who is his real best friend. But I'm just kind of adding in all of the last few things. and I'm about to be done with the build here. Also, I forgot to mention, but really what inspired me to move this family into this house was the blue truck. I saw that and I was like, I know for a fact Russell owns that blue truck. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you made it to the end, I appreciate you so much. Let me know if you guys would be interested in some gameplay with this family. I think that would be really fun, and I'm kind of obsessed with them right now. So again, if you want to download the unfurnished version, it's on my gallery page. And yeah, that's about it. Thank you guys, and I hope to see you in my next video.